Hey, I'm live. It's Joey Chandler. And today, super excited. Super excited because I'm talking about something that has been, it's just been percolating in my brain. And this past, I don't know, week or 10 days, it's starting to take shape. And it's about talking about your status quo, the way that you operate, the way that things work around you. And the question is like, is your status quo, is the way that you exist in your life, is allowing you to really experience more of what you love and less of what you don't? Because I know for me, when I really think about the status quo, like, yeah, there's some things that are working, but there are a bunch that aren't. And I think it's time that we start talking about the things that aren't. So as I said, I'm Joey Chandler. I am a purpose coach, and who I am is I'm about people loving their life. I want you to love yourselves, love the people around you, see the greatness in each other. Not talking about perfection, about being able to love the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because I say when we're able to do that, then we have the foundation and the courage and the grit to go do all the things that we know to do. So I ask you, and hey, thank you for everybody who watches this. If you can give a little shout out, let us know who you are, where you're watching from, and what about your status quo? What is it about your status quo that's really working for you, is giving more of what you love? And what about your status quo that's not working for you so well, that's giving you things that you don't want? And how can we, shake that up so that you can get more of what you love? So my question is, does your status quo serve you? And I find this a really interesting question because a lot of times I think well, am I good enough? Can I do this? Do I have what it takes to be a successful business person? Do I have what it takes to get up on stage and speak powerfully? Do I have what it takes to be a great husband, a great father, a great friend, all those things? It's always kind of like, do I have it? Like somehow I'm inherently, there's some aspect of me that says, great friend. um, but I'm realizing that that's not it. That there is no inherentness about us. And the question is the systems that we have in life, the status quo that we have, is that serving us? Is that allowing us to be our best selves? Because when I really think about it, there's a lot that isn't. And some of those things are I've created, mistakes and things where I've fallen short, of course, way that I organize my life, or maybe, the way I have, because I'm not perfect. I've treated people poorly in the past. And those things are on me. But there's also the status quo of our lives that aren't so much on us, that we live in. These are maybe our cultural systems, our political, economic systems. We're born into families. We move into communities that all have, the way they operate. And so the question is do those things serve you or do they not? Because if they don't serve you, if they don't give you more of what you love, I'm going to check some comments here. Hey, Mary, I'm so glad you made it. Thank you. And if they aren't checking, if they aren't helping you out, then let's change it. And there are, as I said, there are 3 things that will help you shake up your status quo. And I want to talk about this. And this could be status quo, like overall general ideas, and it can also be status quo very specifically, like to it in your health, your fitness, your job, whatever that is. So the first one is clarity. Are you clear on what you need? Are you clear on who you are? Are you clear on where you want to go? Because if you aren't clear on those things, it's very difficult for the structures you have around you to really move you forward. The more clear you are on what you want to accomplish, you're going to, get in the right direction. Things will line up to support you, and they will help you get there faster. So everything around you, the status quo that you operate in, will allow you to get to where you want to go faster. And this. I'm sure if you do sales in any way, the more that your client tells you about what he or she wants, the better able you are to help them. I think that's a very simple thing. The more someone tells you about what they want, the more you can help them. And I say the same applies to you. The more that you tell yourself, the more that you tell the world, and the more clear you are on what it is that you want and where you want to go, all of those things, the better off the world is to be able to help you. And you can also look at all the things that are getting in the way. But the more clear you are on those things, it's going to help. Okay, next one, conviction. This is the Steve Jobs, what do you call that? The Steve Jobs reality distortion field that he so famously is known for. But the idea here is that the more conviction you have in where you're going and who you are and how you're going to get there, those things, the greater you can line up the status quo around you to make that happen. And you know this, when you want to go on a date with somebody and they say, well, what do you think? And you say, no, I really want to go on a date with you. When I asked my wife out for the very first time, I actually made a mistake. I knew I wanted to ask her out, but I was so nervous that instead of saying, hey, will you go on a date with me? I said, I think we should date. And she said, okay. But I said it with conviction because it was, even though it was a mistake, I said it with conviction. And we were together day one. It's been almost 19 years. It was 19 years this week, actually. And it's because I had the conviction to say, I think we should date, even if that was an accident, rather than, hey, do you think we should go on a date? I had conviction. And the last thing that will help you break up your status quo is consistency. And this is huge. It's so hard. It takes something because our whole life has been built around the habits of everything else that are, whatever clarity we had before, whatever consistency we had before, we were operating consistently with that. And now when you level up your consistency and when you level up your conviction, when you level up your conviction and you level up your clarity, you're going to be able to level up your consistency. And you're going to be able to say, hey, this is who I am. And you're going to say it over and over again. And that's going to break through your own doubts. It's going to break through the doubts of other people. And you're going to be able to show the world who you are and what you're about. And you can start to create a status quo that fulfills you, that lights you up. So those are three things: clarity, conviction, and consistency. Those will help you break up your status quo, shake it up so that it serves you, so you can have more of what you love and less of what you don't. Now, I'm super excited. On Friday, I've been working on this. I have this whole thing. It's super, super simple. It's shockingly simple, but it's really powerful. And on Friday, I'm going to announce it to the world. And so keep an eye out here on Friday. Let's say 11 o'clock on Friday. I'm going to announce this. I'm going to come live here and I'm going to talk about this process, these 5 questions that I've developed that will help you create clarity, conviction, and consistency, that will help you shake up your status quo so that you can create a status quo that gives you more of what you love and less of what you don't. I'm Joey Chandler. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this. Please put any posts, likes, shares, all that kind of stuff. If you know anyone whose status quo is not lighting them up, I would love an introduction because I think these 5 questions can help them out. Okay, that's it. Peace out. Love everybody. Be safe, please. Better, the air is better here in Northern California, but still, please be safe. And I will talk to you later. Remember, Friday, 11 o'clock here.